I just want to start this off and say thank you for coming back to my channel, and also want to say happy Thanksgiving, because this will most likely be going up around Thanksgiving. And also, if you've seen the set, that me, I am now married and my husband did not leave me at the altar. So I'm starting off by applying my nail dehydrator. I apply that 2 times to all of my nails on each hand, and then after that I go on with my Young Nails primer, which I'm doing now, and I'm just applying that to my nail bed. I've already removed all of the areas that were lifted and everything. Okay, so we're getting into this. I'm going into my monomer, and once I go into my monomer, I wipe my brush off of the side, and then I go into this custom glitter mix that I made like a couple minutes before this video, because I kind of wanted a glitter ombre for my wedding nails. So I just put that up to the cuticle area, and I am just smoothing and blending the glitter out, just because it was kind of chunky just a bit, so I had to take my time and kind of really smooth it down towards the tips, just to give it that ombre look. And then also I'm going around my cuticle area with my acrylic brush, just to make sure I get any excess acrylic off of my cuticle, so it doesn't dry, so that I won't have a lot of lifting, or that I won't have lifting at all. So that's why I'm turning my finger this direction, just because the way that I'm filming, it's more comfortable for me to turn my finger this way, so I can make sure I get all of that glitter from off of my cuticle. Now once you're done applying however much glitter you want and you need, you're going to go in and encapsulate that nail, just so you don't mess up that design. So I'm going in and I'm encapsulating my ring finger, just because I didn't want to mess up my glitter. And a tip for you knowing if you've encapsulated your nail is the glitter will no longer be super shiny. It will kind of be matted down. That's how you know you put the clear acrylic on top. And then once the acrylic starts to dry, you will know that the glitter is encapsulated, because it will be kind of matte. So I just showed you that design on my ring finger, because I have the same design that's on my ring finger also on my pinky, and I'm also going to put that same design on my thumb. So that's kind of how that went. But now I'm moving on to my middle finger, where I'm going to encapsulate the piece of lace to represent my dress. And so I'm putting a thin layer of clear down, and I had my piece of lace, and I'm cutting a small piece of lace. But beforehand, you want to go ahead and kind of measure out your nail with the lace first, so you'll know how much you need to cut off. And once I cut that, I went in with my Mia Secret cover pink, and I kind of did a thin layer of that, just because I wanted the background behind the lace to be the pink color. But you know, since I'm encapsulating it, it couldn't be too thick, so I had to go in with a thin layer at the top just to fill it in. And I'm doing the same thing, just cleaning up around my cuticle area. And once I put that piece of lace on there, I'm actually taking a lot of wet beads of clear, as in I'm just dipping my brush in the damping dish, and I'm barely even brushing it off, and just dipping it straight into the clear acrylic, and just let it just be super wet so it can saturate the piece of lace. That's why I keep going around the sides, because I want it to be so saturated that it's heavy enough to the point that the lace lays down on the sides. I wanted to make sure it would stick on the sides of the nail, so that's why you keep seeing me just rubbing it down and going through and patting and things like that, just to make sure that acrylic really seeps through the lace. And I was going through with the scissors just to cut the excess off. But now that we're done with the lace now, because once you put all of those beads of clear, those wet beads of clear, they will dry, and that's technically its way of encapsulating the lace. So once you're done with that, I'm just going back in on my index finger, and I'm taking my Mia Secret cover pink, and I put down a thin layer of that as well. And then I showed you those shredded mylar pieces that I actually got from Walmart, because they look like the angel papers, and they're already cut up, and they were like $2 and some change. So I figured I would try it and see how it works out for me. So once I place those on my nail, using a monomer, I use my wet brush with monomer on it, and I pick the pieces up and place them on my nail how I want. And once I do that, you're going to also do wet beads of acrylic just like you did to encapsulate that lace. It won't be as wet as that, so you will wipe it off on your damping dish just to get the excess monomer out of the brush, and then you will go in with the clear and get smaller size beads and then do them in smaller sections, just because if you do it too big and you brush down, you will kind of move the little piece of paper and it would just not be sticking to the nail very good. So that's why I just recommend going in small beads with that. But once you're done with the design aspect of everything, and you've encapsulated everything, I'm going in with my nail drill and I'm going in really slow around the cuticle area just to make sure I seal that cuticle in and I don't have any acrylic on my cuticle area and things like that, just so I don't have any lifting, because that's very important. And this is I believe this is my McCart fine drill bit. This is the safety bit, and I'm just going around my cuticle area with the safety bit. I believe that's the safety. No, I lied. That's not the safety bit. I apologize. It was just a regular drill bit by the brand Yamari. I got it off of Amazon, but it was a fine drill bit. But after you've gone down and you've gone around the cuticle of every nail and you've gone across the nail and filed it down so it won't be so thick, you go in. I like to do my shaping last. After I filed the whole nail bed and everything, I like to go in and do my shaping last. So on the sides, I'm going in at a 45-degree angle because these were my attempt of coffin. And then on the tips, I hold my file straight up and down, which is at a 90-degree angle, so I can get that edge as straight as possible. And once you're done with that and measuring your nails and making sure they're even and things like that, and you file them down right, you're going to go in and buff. And I'm just buffing my nails to make sure I get all of those lines from the drill out, so there won't be any foul lines, and so the surface is going to look really smooth and everything. But I also go under my nails and also on the tip of my nails as well. So this is how they look after filing and shaping and everything is done. And then once that stuff is done, I'm going to go in. I actually bought some Swarovski crystals, y'all, because this was like a very special day. So I got that Loctite gel consistency super glue just because my nail tech, she uses that combo. She just uses the, I think it's pronounced Loctite or Loctite super glue on my nails. When I used to go to her and use my Swarovski, she used to do that, so I figured I would try it, but it didn't work out for me. I think I was using too much glue, because when I would put it in the LED, when I would put it in my lamp to cure, it's like some of the glue got on my stones, and so they were dull, but I didn't notice it until kind of after the fact. But this is, I'm just showing you me designing one of my nails, just to kind of give you the aspect of how I go about putting my stones on some of my nails. But once you've got your design and your stones and everything to your liking, and you've applied your stones how you want to, then you're just going to go ahead and top coat. But because these are real Swarovskis, I'm not going on top of my stones, I'm going around them, because on real Swarovski crystals you do not put top coat on top, because you will dull the nail out. But once you do that, I put my nails inside of my lamp for 99 seconds just to be safe. And I'm going on the sides just to make sure there's not a whole bunch of excess gel and it goes over on my skin. So that's why I was patting the sides of my nails. But thank you so much for thank you so much for watching My Kuties. But don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Kutie Krush, Kutie Krush. Bye, My Kuties. Mwah.